your financial advisor, they're gonna hate me. You see, you've got money sitting in your 401k or it's locked up in your home equity right now. And most financial advisors, they will always tell you to leave it alone. I wonder why. Don't touch it, let it sit. You've probably heard that before. What they won't tell you is that the second home in Florida could outperform a 401k over the next 10 years. And you can use that money to buy it without paying the penalties that most people think that they can't avoid. So I'm gonna show you exactly how this works, and I'm gonna show you why Central Florida specifically is one of the best home markets in the country right now. Stay with me. My name's Cliff Clover, and I'm a licensed full-time realtor with eXp Realty right here in Central Florida, Orlando, and I've been in this market for the past 25 years. Started this business with hair. I've closed over 1,800 transactions and everything from first-time home buyers to multi-property investors to out-of-state buyers purchasing second homes and vacation properties and commercial deals. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not a CPA. What I am is someone who has sat across the table from hundreds of buyers who use their existing assets to buy a second home in Florida and watch them build lasting wealth from it, legacies. Today, I'm breaking down the strategies, the numbers, and the steps. Let's go. Why a second home in Central Florida is right for now. Well, let me start with the why. Because timing matters. Central Florida is one of the top relocation destinations in the country, right? People are moving here from high-tax states such as New York, New Jersey, California, Illinois, just to name a few. And they are coming in massive numbers, in the millions. And the demand is not going away, it's structural. So Florida's population is growing every single year, and the housing supply has not kept pace. So what it means for you as a second home buyer is this. The property you buy today has strong appreciation potential driven by real demand, not speculation. Second, if you choose to rent your second home when you're not using it, Central Florida has one of the strongest short-term rental markets in the world. You are 20 minutes away from Walt Disney World, SeaWorld, what else? Oh, Universal. You name it, they're all here. A well-located property can generate $30,000 to $60,000 a year in gross rental income, and that changes the math on ownership completely. Third, the lifestyle, the sunshine, the beaches. If you're in a cold weather state and you're just tired and you want a place to, as we call snowbird, escape in January or February, a Florida second home is not a luxury. For a lot of my clients, it's a sanity investment. So let's talk about how to pay for it. Using your home equity. So if you own your primary residence and you've built up equity, especially if you bought it before 2020, you're sitting on a powerful asset. There are two main ways to access that equity to fund a second home purchase. Option one, cash out refinance. You're refinancing your existing mortgage for more than you currently owe and take the difference in cash. So if your house is worth, say, $500,000 and you owe $200,000, you might be able to pull out $100,000, $150,000 in cash, depending on the lender's loan-to-value requirements. The advantage that you get from a lump sum at a fixed rate is that. But there's also a disadvantage, right? But Cliff, you're resetting your mortgage term and your rate. So in today's rate environment, this strategy makes the most sense if your current rate is already high. If the rate on the second home clearly outweighs the cost of a new rate, then there you go. Option two, though, which is more popular, is a home equity line of credit. As we call in the biz, a HELOC. A HELOC gives you a revolving line of credit secured by your home's equity, and you draw from it as you need it, only to pay interest on what you use. Now, this is a more flexible tool, and you can use it for the down payment on the second home and then pay it down over time if you like. The advantage is flexibility, lower upfront costs, and you only borrow what you need. The disadvantage, HELOCs typically have variable rates, so your payment can change. Both strategies are legitimate and widely used. The right one depends on your current rate, your equity position, and your cash flow. So talk to a mortgage broker, a professional, not just the bank or one you find online. You compare your options. Now, number 3, using your 401k. Now let's talk about the 401k, because this is where people get scared and walk away from a strategy that could change their financial life. But Cliff, stay with me here. The fear is the 10% early withdrawal penalty, right? So if you're under 59 and a half and you take out your money of a traditional 401k, you pay income tax on it, plus a 10% penalty. Now, on a $100,000 withdrawal, that could cost you at least $30,000 to $40,000 in taxes and penalties. Now, that's real money, and I'm not going to pretend it isn't. But here's what most people don't know. There are ways to access your 401k for a real estate purchase without triggering that penalty. So strategy 1, 401k loan. Most 401k plans allow you to borrow from your own account, typically up to 50% of your vested balance, or let's say $50,000, whichever is less. So you pay yourself back with interest. There's no tax on penalty on a 401k loan as long as you repay it according to the plan's terms. Here's the advantage. No penalty, no tax hit. You're paying interest to yourself. The disadvantage, if you leave your job, the loan typically becomes due in full quickly. And while the money is out of the market, it's not growing. So strategy 2, a Roth IRA contributions, not earnings. So if you have a Roth IRA, you can withdraw from your contributions, not your earnings at any time for any reason, with no taxes and no penalty. So contributions are money you already paid tax on when you put it in. So this is the one of the most underused strategies that I see. Strategy number 3, first-time homebuyer exceptions. So if you have never owned a home, or if you haven't owned a primary residence in the last 2 years, you may qualify for a $10,000 penalty-free withdrawal from a traditional IRA for a home purchase. It's not a huge number, but it is something. Strategy 4, it's an SDIRA, a self-directed IRA. This is the advanced play, so self-directed IRAs allow you to invest your retirement funds directly into real estate. Now, the property is owned by the IRA or the IRA, not by you personally. So the rental income and appreciation grow tax-deferred or tax-free inside the account. Now, this is the most legitimate strategy used by sophisticated investors, but it has strict rules, and you absolutely need a specialist to set it up correctly. My recommendation, before you touch your 401k, please talk to your CPA nicely, okay, who specializes in real estate investors. And the right strategy depends on your age, your plan rules, your tax bracket, and your timeline. But do not let the fear of penalties stop you from even exploring this, because the right structure might cost you nothing. So, what a second home in Florida actually costs, well, let me give you the real numbers so that you can run your own math. You might want to write this down. An entry-level second home in Central Florida, 3-bedroom, 2-bath right now, in a good location, you're looking at about starting $350 to $450 right now. Down payment on a second home, lenders typically are going to require at least 20% down for a second home compared to 3 or 5% for a primary residence. So on a $400,000 purchase budget, $40,000 to $80,000 for the down payment. Closing costs, typically 2 to 3.5% of the purchase price. On a $400,000 house, that's $8,000 to $12,000. Most sellers are paying those anyways right now, so you should be good. Annual carrying costs, mortgage payment, property insurance, budget $4,000 to $6,000 for a newer home, property taxes roughly 1.5% of assessed value, and HOA if that's applicable. Now, if you rent a short-term property, a well-managed mouse house, as we call it, say a 4-bedroom near the theme parks, that can gross anywhere between $40,000 to $60,000 per year. And after expenses, a lot of my clients are cash flow neutral or slightly positive, meaning the property essentially pays for itself while appreciating. Now that's the play. So if you're not paying to own a vacation home, you're getting paid to own an appreciating asset that you also get to use. So how do you need to get started? Well, here's an action plan. So step number 1, get a clear picture of your equity position. call your current lender or a mortgage broker who you can ask about what your home value is or what it's worth that you can pull out. Step number 2, talk to your 401k plan administrator or your CPA about what options that you have for accessing retirement funds without penalties. Step number 3, get pre-approved for a second home mortgage. Qualification process is slightly different from primary residences, and they look at your debt to income ratio more carefully and they want to see reserves. Step number 4, call me. I'll walk you through the Central Florida market, show you what's available in your budget, and help you identify properties with the strongest rental income if that's part of your strategy. This is not complicated. It just requires the right team around you. So if this video got your wheels turning, good. That's exactly what it was designed to do. Go to cliffcloverhomes.com, take the 60-second eligibility assessment. It'll give you a baseline of where you stand and what your buying power really looks like in this market. The link is in the description below, or call me direct. My number is in the description as well, and I've helped literally buyers from 30 plus states navigate this market, even from Alaska, and I know the neighborhoods. So I know the numbers, I know how to structurally do the deal that's gonna work best for your situation. So hit that subscribe also for more real estate strategy content. No fluff, no hype, just real information from someone who's been doing this business for the last 25 years. I'm Cliff Clover. Go build some wealth.